Welcome to the Alcohol Reset, the podcast that helps you reset your habits, health, and relationship with alcohol without judgment or extremes. If you're looking to cut back, take a break, or just understand how drinking can affect your body and mind, you're in the right place. Each episode brings you science-backed insights on neuroscience, nutrition, and habit change to help you feel better, sleep deeper, and take control on your terms. I'm Mike Hardenbrook, best-selling author, neuroscience enthusiast, and habit change expert. I've helped thousands through my book and podcast to rethink their drinking, and now I'm here to help you do the same. Let's get started. You know the feeling, right? You used to be able to have, a couple drinks with friends. You'd feel mostly fine. Maybe they'll sleepy later on, but now you have just one glass of wine, maybe one cocktail, and maybe 30 minutes later, it just hits you. And it hits you with a speed and an intensity that you weren't expecting. And the next morning, forget about it. The brain fog, the fatigue, just how hard it is to concentrate on anything. It feels totally out of proportion to what you actually drank. If you've been asking yourself, did my alcohol tolerance just pack its bags and leave? I want you to know something. You are not imagining it. That shift in how your body handles alcohol, it is absolutely real. And it's really a cocktail of chemistry, lifestyle, and biology all working together. So today, our goal is to do a detailed investigation into exactly why this happens. This isn't about judging anything, it's about understanding the mechanics of your own body. And it matters because most of us, we hold on to this myth that our tolerance is static. We think if we can handle a few drinks in our 20s, we should be able to handle a couple now. But the body just doesn't work that way. Subtle shifts in your metabolism, your hydration, your recovery, they can completely change how you process alcohol. And let's be really clear about this. This shift isn't a sign of weakness. It's not a failure. It's just biology doing its job. Let's unpack the science. Let's look at why one drink today can feel so much more dramatic than it did, say, 5 or 10 years ago. We're going to look at the three main biological culprits here. First, and this is probably the most critical one, is the great liver slowdown. Your liver is your designated detoxifier, right? Its speed really depends on these specific enzymes, primarily one called alcohol dehydrogenase, or ADH for short. Now, ADH breaks down alcohol into something less harmful. But here's the key fact. As we get into our 30s, 40s, and beyond, the production of ADH naturally starts to decline. Think of ADH as your body's cleanup crew. If that crew gets smaller, and maybe their shifts get shorter, the alcohol just stays in the system longer. But it's actually worse than just lingering. See, when alcohol is broken down, it creates this stuff called acetaldehyde. This is a really toxic compound. It's what contributes heavily to hangovers, to that flushed feeling. So the slower your ADH works, the longer that acetaldehyde is just hanging out in your bloodstream before it can be neutralized. Now layer that natural slowdown with things like chronic stress, or maybe a diet that's not so great, or even some common medications. All those things demand the liver's attention, and your whole processing plant it plummets in efficiency. So it's the same drink, but your system now takes twice as long to clear the toxic junk. And that makes the immediate effects feel harsher, and the consequences the next day feel way, way worse. Okay, so that's number one. Our second major factor is what I call the dilution effect. And this one is really just pure physics. Alcohol is hydrophilic. That means it distributes through the water in your body, not through fat. So your body water is what dilutes it, right? It buffers the concentration. And here is where the aging process kind of hits hard again. First off, we naturally lose muscle mass over the years unless we're, actively working to stop it. So why does muscle matter? Well, muscle tissue is about 75% water. That tissue, by comparison, is only about 10 to 15% water. So if you've lost even a little bit of muscle mass over the last decade, you have significantly less total water in your body. Less water means the alcohol has less diluent, and that leads directly to a faster, higher spike in your blood alcohol concentration, your BAC. It's like pouring the same shot of whiskey into a smaller glass of water. The concentration is just higher. It's that simple. The third culprit, and this one affects a lot of listeners, especially women, is hormonal shifts. Hormones are basically metabolic regulators, so changes in estrogen, progesterone, whether it's from monthly cycles or perimenopause, they can fundamentally change how your liver enzymes work. These shifts can slow metabolism down and, really importantly, they can increase the intensity of alcohol's effects. Now, for a fascinating little irony here, if you've actually been drinking less often, maybe because you're trying to be healthier, your tolerance might drop even more dramatically, but that's actually a good sign. It means your liver's healing, it's becoming more sensitive, it's getting better at its job. It's a positive adaptation, really. Okay, let's move on to the next day hit. This is where most people tell me they feel the biggest change. Why does that one glass of wine leave you feeling, almost functionally disabled the next day with that awful fatigue and brain fog? The key here is that alcohol delivers a triple threat to an already overstretched adult recovery system. First, sleep disruption. Alcohol is a sedative for sure, but it is not a sleep aid. It helps you fall asleep fast, but then it severely messes with the most vital stages of sleep. We're talking REM sleep for cognitive repair and deep sleep for physical restoration. Even 1 or 2 drinks can just short-circuit that whole process. You might be in bed for 8 hours, but the quality of that sleep could be closer to 4 or 5 hours of just fragmented rest. Second, the dehydration of the brain. Alcohol is a diuretic. It makes you pee more, forces your kidneys to excrete fluid. That dehydration impacts all of your cells, including your brain cells. That lingering fog, the headache, that is often literally your brain running on empty because of water loss. And third, and this is where adult life really comes into play, is the nutrient drain. Alcohol metabolism uses up a huge amount of resources. It actively depletes essential things like B vitamins, especially B1, and also magnesium. These are crucial for energy, for your nervous system, for hundreds of things. Now think about your life right now. Most of us are already running on fumes. We're dealing with high stress. We're relying on caffeine. Our sleep is probably not great to begin with. So when you introduce alcohol, that triple threat, it doesn't just knock you down. It pushes your system from just being stressed to being completely bankrupt. So here is the essential takeaway from all of this. The one thing I really want you to walk away with, it's not that your casual drink got stronger. It's that your margin for recovery got critically smaller. Your body just doesn't have the reserves it once had to bounce back from all of that. So what's the solution? Well, you don't need to fight your biology, and you don't have to quit drinking unless, that's what you want to do. But you absolutely have to adjust to your body's new chemistry. We have to support the system we have now, not the one we had 10 years ago. So here are 4 simple, actionable adjustments you can make. 1. Eat strategically before you drink. And I mean more than just having something in your stomach. You want to emphasize protein and healthy fats. Why? Because they slow down how fast food leaves your stomach. By slowing that down, you're basically forcing the alcohol to be absorbed over hours, not minutes. It gives your liver's cleanup crew more time to work. 2. Hydrate. Throughout the entire day, don't just chug water between drinks. Consistent hydration is what matters for maintaining that dilution effect we talked about. 3. Space your drinks further apart. That sounds obvious, I know, but it's non-negotiable now. Give your liver at least 60 to 90 minutes between each drink to catch up. And 4. Replenish those drained nutrients with targeted support. This last step is maybe the most important for that next day feeling. Since alcohol drains specific things, we can proactively support them. Let's put a spotlight on 2 specific nutrients that research shows are really helpful here. The first is vitamin B1, specifically a better fat-soluble form called benfotiamine. Alcohol directly messes with B1 absorption, so replenishing it in a form your body can actually use is huge for your energy and brain function. The second is something called N-acetyl-L-cysteine, or NAC. NAC is fascinating. It's a direct precursor to glutathione. Glutathione is often called the body's master antioxidant. It's the liver's #1 tool for neutralizing that toxic acetaldehyde. So boosting your glutathione helps your liver clear that toxin out much more efficiently. And providing this kind of targeted, proactive support is precisely why we developed Cloud9's Daily Restore. It combines these key ingredients, benfotiamine and NAC, along with others designed to support mental clarity and energy. It's really for those of us who are conscious about our consumption and want to manage that triple threat alcohol poses. It's about giving your body the specific tools it needs to keep up. So to finish up, I want to leave you with this, a reframing. Feeling you drank faster isn't a sign that you're getting old or weak. It's actually the opposite. It's a sign your body's becoming more sensitive, more efficient, and maybe more honest about what it needs to thrive. So use this understanding of your body's chemistry to adjust your habits. Stop fighting the biology that's actually trying to protect you. Support your body better. And make sure your next casual drink gives you enjoyment without that awful penalty the next day. That's a wrap for today's episode. If you got something out of this, do me a quick favor, leave a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. It helps keep the show going and would mean the world to me. Got ideas, comments, or questions? Shoot me an email at mike@trycloud9.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for extra support, check out Cloud9, makers of Daily Restore, a once-a-day supplement to support your body from alcohol's effects, and Rise and Unwind AM/PM, a 24-hour combo to curb cravings, balance mood, and improve sleep when taking a break. Go to trycloud9.com and use the code PODCAST to save 15% on your next order. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.